If you're constantly finding stocks that's already ran 50, even 100%, this video is for you. I'm going to be breaking down 3 setups that I think are going to break out very, very soon, and most importantly, why I think these names can move. So let's not waste time. Let's get straight to the video. All right, so first we have ticker symbol NNE, and this is honestly one of my favorite type of setups. Because if you've been watching this channel for a while, you understand I naturally gravitate towards charts like this. All right, so now looking at NNE here on the weekly, what stands out immediately is this long descending wedge. Price has basically been trapped inside this downtrend for months. And then every time it tried to push higher, that's where you start seeing sellers step in. And that's exactly why this type of setup gets interesting, because eventually pressure builds long enough where one clean shift and momentum changes everything. And that's what I'm personally watching. So right now we're coming off of this lower support area, and price is trying to push back into this major resistance zone around, I would say $28 to $30. Now, obviously nothing is guaranteed. That should go without saying, to be honest, but I much rather study setups when they're building than chasing them once the timeline suddenly, become bullish. I've seen a lot of setups where everyone thinks it's going to go down to 0, and then as soon as it starts getting popular, now things gonna get to 100. So this is exactly the kind of chart I pay attention to, because I've seen this story countless of times. No one's talking about it. The sentiment is pretty much mixed. And then one clean reclaim of a level, I discussed it before, changes everything. So that's what makes NNE interesting for me. So let's go on to the next setup. This is ticker symbol ONDS. And this one's a little different because to me, this is honestly just a retest. So a retest and another opportunity to continue building a position. Now, if you're newer, let me explain what I mean. So a lot of people think a stock has to go straight up forever for the setup to, I guess, still be valid. And that's just not reality. Healthy setups need time to breathe. They move, they pull back, they consolidate, and all that stuff is normal. So when I zoom into ONDS here, that's what I see. So we already got the move. A lot of people in the Discord already caught solid gains here. Some are up 30%, some are up 50%. I've seen someone up like 90%, pretty much 100%. So this video isn't me pretending we magically found this today. That's not the case. This is me saying for those who missed the earlier move, this current setup still looks pretty interesting. Because technically speaking, every time RSI has gotten pushed into those lower zones, historically, ONDS has made a lot of reversals. Now, besides the technical analysis, the second reason is honestly the business side. And this is where I think retail misses the bigger picture. That whole $75 billion request from the government into drones and the defense sector, if that officially gets approved, the market will chase that headline alone. And that's just reality. A lot of retail traders honestly have zero clue how the drone and defense industry actually works. They just see a ticker, they see my tweets, they see whatever, instantly they start developing FOMO. So for me, this ONDS setup isn't like, a FOMO type momentum play. It's more like you have solid catalysts, it's a solid industry, to be honest, and then this healthy retest. That's how I think about it. Now let's go on to the third setup. That is ticker symbol NOK. And I already know some people are gonna hear Nokia and think of old, flip phones. And that's exactly why I think this is getting overlooked, because the business today is not what most people think it is. When I look at Nokia personally, I look at, AI, defense, networking, that type of stuff. But from a technical perspective, if you look at this chart, this is a much bigger time frame setup. You have long-term resistance right here in the zone, and then price is finally pushing into this area that actually matters. If it manages to break this $15 level, this has a lot of room. Not to mention NVIDIA, they took roughly $1 billion stake into NVIDIA, and that alone gets attention. And I think this is what a lot of people still aren't, piecing together. Nokia isn't just phones. It can be, like I said, AI, data centers, robotics, things like that. So the next couple of weeks, you're coming in with a whole different narrative on Nokia. And with the 3 setups I mentioned in this video, please make sure you're scaling in and managing your risk. And as always, if you want my entries, my exits, community access, and access to our own app, the link is in the description. Let's get this video to 100 likes, and I'll see you guys in the next video.